it feels like 2019 all over again, no? No masks, everyone is here, it feels good. We've been waiting for this moment for quite a long time. My name is Yadi. I hold the honorary title of tallest speaker in this week of Snap Connections. So if by any chance the content isn't at par with what you expected to see between Farima, Jed, and myself, you'll leave the room with a pretty solid neck stretching session. So besides trying to crack jokes, I lead product marketing at Snapchat. My role, simply put, is to create a synergy between what the headquarters works on from a product perspective, so the product roadmap, bring it to the region, and then build narratives alongside the team that will explain and better adapt our products to your needs across the board, across verticals. And a lot of the time I spend these days is on performance advertising solutions. One of the reasons why, 50%. 50% of Snapchat's business today, globally, is direct response. So 1 out of $2 we make is made to commit to a conversion or a sale. And that's why people come to us. And that's why we believe that Snapchat is built for your business. We believe that Snapchat is now becoming a performance engine around the different trends and different reads we have from the market. So what I'm going to try and do, Farima went through the trends, the insights. Jed gave you an idea of how we look at things, our audience, the quality, the behavior of it, a bit of a success story from a Snapchat perspective. My objective today is to tell you how we're going to maximize your ROAS, your investment on Snapchat. And as a starting point, we went through a global roadshow last year with a lot of our advertisers to gather the key pain points, the key pillars that we needed to improve. The first one, any idea? Any guess? What would need to be improved at Snap or other platforms? What has been a pain point last year and is still one this year? Measurement, exactly. Measurement is one. Measurement was the first pain point raised by advertisers globally. The second one, I'm going to try not to show it before saying it. What can trigger a blocker? Measurement attribution, there's a whole discussion around creative blockers, what to show on those platforms, how do we navigate the different channels that we communicate on, online and offline, how do we make sure that we're efficient, how do we optimize, again, the dollar investments that we put on. And the last one, I'm not going to bother you with it. It's everything around commerce, right? That's why I'm here today. How do you optimize your commerce experience? So we came up with the 3-step framework, the core of it being measurement, attribution. How did we go around the changes that the industry has been going through, the disruptions that happened last year, that will happen this year, probably. The second one is around creative, brand equity, brand love. How do we build that with the users on the platform? And how do we facilitate that for brands that come on board? And we'll talk about organic presence as well. And the last one is how do we adapt our solution to your needs from a commerce perspective and make it easier to transact on Snapchat altogether. So I'm going to walk you through this framework. It's all food for thought. It's not a perfect, picture-perfect idea, but there's a lot there to be digested, and hopefully you'll like it. So the first one is around taking control of your data, right? It's been a topic all along. It's even more a topic today. So how do we do so? How do we make sure that anytime we invest, we understand what the impact is, whether it's online or offline, across your assets? And our one-fits-all solution today is the Conversion API. Just with a raise of hands, who heard about the Conversion API before? OK, we're good. So the partnership team doesn't have all the big bosses are here. You're good, guys. So what's the Conversion API? Very simply put, again, we take whatever insights you have on your customers on one end. So everything that you have on your servers about your customers on one end, we take it forward. I'm going to work on my steps for today. And then we take our understanding of our users on our platform, and then we plug it in. And the connection of the two makes a Conversion API. So we exchange data between the two of us to make sure that everything that we understand about our users, everything we want to know about them, is there, readily available for you to measure impact of your campaigns. And a few examples of how to use a Conversion API. Measurability becomes an easier game. Attribution, we talked about it. It covers for online and offline. It covers for app and web. So we cover the full scope of the digital ecosystem. And the idea there is really to give you pre-2020 readability on your metrics and to expand and be able to experiment across the board on any type of campaign that you launch. And a good example of that, is a case study that we published with our friends at Landmark Group on Centerpoint. That's an offline example where you can see that we had double-digit higher ROAS in-store, and we had triple-digit higher returns. And this was an offline exercise that we did across 74 stores in the region. This to say it's unlimited capabilities as long as we have the setup in place. And so you'll see a lot of our team members coming to you and trying to facilitate, whether directly or through a partner in the region, the integration of the Conversion API. So first step, take control of your data, Conversion API. We can understand what's going on. The second one is to build brand love, build your brand equity. Jet spent some time on it, Famir as well. Branding and performance used to be two separate components. It's not the case anymore. We're big on brand performance. We're big on you to brand. We want to make sure that we make the best out of your budget, whether it's branding and performance. We link both, link what results they can drive. So one of the big moves we've done, and I think for those of you who know Snapchat for a long time, we've launched public profiles recently, your own home for brands on Snapchat. So we're moving from a temporary type of content to an exclusive, permanent content on the platform. Just as a note, in case the team hasn't mentioned it, public profiles are becoming mandatory for all advertisers on the platform in H1 2022, which means that by June this year, all of you should have a public profile, whether it's just a page created with your brand name or an active profile with content. And you can do so across the board. Build your own stories, build your own video experiences, AR experiences. And public profile will very quickly become the gateway to innovation on Snapchat. So we're going to release products on Maps. We're going to release products on Spotlight across all 5 screens. And we're going to just consolidate the entry point on public profile to make it a bit more than just a content publishing profile, just a way for you to lock in all innovations that come in on Snapchat. And then linked to public profiles, something that I know a lot of you have been waiting for, creators. We were the first platform back in the days to nurture creators. Creators are the core of what Snapchat was. We never had a public offering on creators. It's becoming a reality, and we're doing it in 2 ways. First, globally, we released something called the Creators Marketplace, which gives you an entry point to all creators on Snapchat, audience insights, what they've done, demographics, where they're based, where their audience is based, so everything you wanted to know about Snap creators. And locally in MENA, we have an ongoing beta test with a creator offering, which allows you to bundle AR plus video, supercharged by creators. So have creators use your AR experiences, produce videos for you, and then you leverage those as assets for your campaigns. You're going to see more of this coming into Q2 in the next few weeks and months. So we're tapping into creators as a way, one, for you to be able to build your organic content across the board. And creators also mean AR experiences. And 2, to enable you to go beyond the creative blocker and renew your creative abilities on Snapchat as you move forward with your campaigns, big moments, and always-on campaigns this year. And then last and not least, we've talked about it quite a lot. AR remains central. We had a strategy which was the camera is our big bet. Today, the strategy is camera plus shopping. I'm going to talk about it very shortly. But what we're trying to do here is to give you a self-serve, free way to create AR experiences. And the Lens One Builder tool, which is a proprietary tool that we've launched in market a couple of years ago, has been upgraded. It now consists of verticalized templates for each industry that you can use just to create, in a few minutes, an AR experience. So anyone, no matter how skilled you are from a creative or tech point of view, can use that tool, and it's fully integrated with our Ads Manager experience. So talked about creators, talked about AR. I want to spend a bit more time on AR. Again, I'm sure all of you have been aware of the metaverse, Web 3.0. Maybe some of you have ventured into buying a land on Decentraland. Yes, no? Anyone into crypto? Not so much. OK, I'll stop here. I won't push it. But basically, we've been investing very heavily into AR to make sure that it's becoming accessible and also to build our shopping capabilities. You might see on the Snapchat screens outside at the entrance a few experiences around 2D try-on. We have size and fit recommendations happening by end of year. So someone going in and just being able to measure what type of apparel, outfits, fashion clothes he or she can buy. And the idea behind it is really to make sure that in an industry where Gen Z is buying more and more online, where discoverability is becoming a problem because of the abundance of choice and platform, and where return rates are skyrocketing still, we have tools to give you to be able to counter those trends and to reduce any churn you have when a user purchases on your assets. And with that said, we're building integrations similar to the Conversion API for measurement. We have a CAM kit, which will allow you to produce and publish AR assets with those 2D, 3D, try-on functionalities on your own platforms very soon. So very exciting around AR. I think what we were missing is the link between, OK, we play with AR, but what happens? That's the good old days of the duck faces and the puking rainbow AR experiences that some of you might have tried, I can tell from the smiles on your faces. Today, we're becoming more ROAS-oriented, more ROI-oriented, and we're very bullish about it. So I'm going to stop here for the whole brand equity segment, and I'm going to wrap it up with commerce. Everyone is very interested. We've been talking about commerce for a while. I can tell it's a hot topic across the board, no matter what vertical you fall in, no matter what business you fall in. So how do we bring all this together to generate dollar revenue and justify the media budgets that you might be investing on Snap? The entry point we took as Snapchat is really to rely on your product catalog. So all the formats we're building moving forward on commerce, the entry point of that is your product strategy, is your product assortment, is how you think about your SKUs across the board. Because that, for us, guarantees the fact that whatever we push, no matter the format, the solution, we'll push the right elements to our users. And we rely on you to guide us through your feed on what is the best assortment of SKUs, what's your priority right now, is there any seasonality that you want to reflect. So product catalog based across three main functions. The first one is the native store. Just going back to public profiles, to be able to open a native store on Snap, you will need a public profile. And native store is your virtual store on Snapchat. Today, we're sending users to check out on your own assets. In a few months, they'll be able to check out directly on Snapchat. So we're closing the loop in terms of experience. I think we moved quite quick on that, including with integration on the ecosystem side of things. Native store is for us a way to show that any interaction, whether paid or organic, has value. And we'll be able to show those metrics in terms of what happens on your store, the same way we do top line on what happens on your public profile. The second tool we released is around multi-format delivery. So Jake spoke about our super app, right? We see ourselves as the super app of social, 5-screen, different audiences behaving differently on different screens. We created a format that enables you to target all screens together. For those of you who aren't too technical, before the launch of multi-format delivery, what used to happen is that when you wanted to launch a video campaign on Snap, you would create one per screen. So a campaign for Snap ads, a campaign for story ads, a campaign for commercials, a campaign for collection ads. So you had to create multiple campaigns to be able to target the different screens. Today, with multi-format delivery, you target everyone at once with a single video asset. So you have a single entry point that navigates the full screens. This means cheaper reach across screens. This means incrementality in terms of audiences. And hopefully, from what we see from the first few tests, it just went live on March 8 across the globe. Conversion costs are dropping and conversion rate is going up because we're targeting the right users at the right time across the different screens. Native store, multi-format delivery, and the last one, which is my all-time favorite, catalog shopping-powered lenses. And anyone heard of it before today? So we have an example on the screen, a mixed feeling here, I'm not sure. So Conversion API team, OK, catalog-powered shopping lenses, not so much. So what this allows you to do, again, going back to the product catalog, you can link the lenses you create on Lens Web Builder or anywhere else to your product catalog and then show product cards as the user is going through his or her AR experience. So if you think about it, as a user on Snapchat today, I can go to your public profile, see a lens which is linked to your product catalog, play with it, click on the product, go to checkout, and then buy this product. So we've cut through the friction in terms of transactions and consumer journey experience all the way. As a quick recap before I give it back to Farima and her special guest, first thing is whatever the problematic you're solving for, come to us for measurement capabilities, come to us for integration in terms of data. You want to understand, no matter how you spend your money and where you spend it, what's happening with it. And we can complement that in terms of what you already have in place. So Conversion API, online and offline. Second step is around building your brand equity, I think it's a new approach for Snapchat in terms of organic presence. Public profile, creators, all of that exists, but isn't actively worked on until now. We're going to support you with that. And then last step around commerce, we want to make sure any dollar you invest on the platform has a chance, whether on a paid way and then organically through your content, to generate dollar value. That's it for today. Thank you so much.